walking into tighter corners, dropping eggshells around the floor as they exit, but not before they shatter your hopes of leaving or of speaking up. More knife pokes to the throat and throat chakra each time you signal. Swift toe slices for saying you want to go left, and right hooks come swinging. More bleeding, face slap for crying and cussed out for loud breathing. But if you think you said now, she gonna give you something to cry about. But she knows how to act sweet and docile around the right folk, like the professional white folk. So the Department of Children and Family Services never knew to protect me from the tiny little mixed lady with the sweet and polite, oh yes, sirs, and definitely ma'ams, and all the seemingly sweet southern pleasantries. But they don't know that Southern belles are champions at sneakily killing by clogging arteries with sweet, sugar-coated nothings. But now things have calmed down. Now she's just angry at TV characters, ranting and rambling while you're studying the creases and cracked gaps between the thin white shells. Yolk, protein, nourishment, and any sense of sustenance long gone. Just surrounded with the burdening evidence. Just surrounded with the burdening evidence of a birth. I'm always being surrounded with evidence of how my birth has been burdened. How she hasn't been able to fit clothes since I was born, and how many stretch marks she has from where the flesh was torn, but she doesn't know I ran out of ways to feel ashamed of my existence years ago. My flesh no longer accepts or processes protein or calcium. I don't know how to further shrink or starve myself to apologize. And she reminds me of her abortion fantasies weekly, and I dream with her. Of her removing the quickly growing cancerous tumor in her uterus that became my flesh and be free. So she could still be modeled as skinny and constantly grinning because there's less risk to date, get jobs, and live your dreams without kids. But right now I'm here, 30 and afraid. Slowly tiptoeing silent around eggshells with expert eyes, walking barefoot with blisters, corns, and cuts dried, hoping to leave no notion of my motion and that she won't call my name. But she does. When I'm sweating to hit a long-legged leap that luckily I land, almost by chance. At the end of the day, at least I learned how to dance. Poem. Thank you.
Hey, oh my goodness. So, I saw, and I'm a visual person. I hear words, I hear songs, I hear lyrics and everything like that. And I can think of, I wrote a story about, called The Ladies of Lawndale, and one of the girls she was adopted in the story, but then she ended up having a baby. And then the parents who adopted her ended up, so let's say, they were disappointed in their choice of adopting her, because she turned out to do the things that you didn't want her to do. And I saw that, and when you were talking, but also I see a person like you who's able to freelance and just keep yourself busy like that. Is that something that drives you to? Are you doing this to help young girls? Are you doing this for a mental break? Is it just you for empowerment? What gives you the creativity to do that?
Ooh, I guess part of it is like I've always wanted to be a performer ever since I was young. But I've just, several times I've worked for other people in my life, and I just know that I'm not, I don't like working for other people. I really like working for myself. Yeah, I've had a job where I wanted to fight my manager, and I was like, yeah, I really don't need to keep doing this. And like, it's just gonna go downhill from here. So the thing is, so what I pretty much do is I'm a full-time performer, right? So I just, from time to time, like when my finances get really, really bad, you know, I'll pick up a seasonal job for a little bit, and then I get back at it. And I feel like when you feel like, oh, you know, I gotta get, you know, a certain amount of shows this week, or I'm starving, or it's like, oh, I gotta get it, you know, this, that, and the other, or else I'm homeless, then it's like you make it happen. And even though I have my self-doubts from time to time, I do feel like this is very much a part of my path. And I really like hearing about how my journey inspires others. I don't intentionally do it for other people, but I definitely try to, anything I get, I share. I'm not one for gatekeeping at all. Whenever my friends go to my shows, I always, like my artistic friends, I definitely introduce them to the people that book me, the people that own the venue, et cetera, because, You know, if my friends have good connections, then they're gonna share their good connections with me, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I feel like if I'm eating, everybody else can eat too. Yeah. Thank you.
It's, although we play music from the motherland, we may just throw a poem out there and give a quick shout out when you have your productions coming up. So with your shows coming out on June 1st and then later on in the week, so how do you get a chance to book this as a freelance person? Do you do the research or do people reach out to you or what?
Okay. Let's see. All right, so June 1st, At Ease. It's a poetry series that's been going on for about 10 years. I think it's like the longest standing poetry series on the West Side. That host, whose name Hood Raised, he's been seeing me around the poetry scene for at least 10 years, you know? So I think it was just a matter of time before I became a part of the series. Not to be arrogant or entitled, but yeah. So let's see. So he reached out to me for the Physical Theater Festival. The dude that is curating the night that I'm performing, he invited me to submit a proposal, and he liked my proposal. So for that one, I am a ghost of a slave that jumped ship to escape captivity, and I am walking the shore to haunt the earth and spread my unfulfilled wishes and dreams and desires amongst the dreamers. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one, and that's going to be a situation with both dance and poetry. Yeah, let's see, the 7th, that lady just slid in my DMs, and she's really dope. She's doing a lot of great things around Illinois with Black and brown femme films. So yeah, that's the Vibe exhibition celebrating women of color. So, and she's doing a lot of cool things all around the state, which is really cool. But yeah, overall, for the most part, a lot of people are just reaching out to me just because I think in my earlier 20s, I was just really heavy with standing the scene. Yeah, I would even I think in my really early 20s, I was just doing a lot of stuff for free just to get my name out there. And now I don't have to do that no more. Yeah.
That's so fantastic. When we talked the other day, we talked about how you got to start. Now, one of the great parts about Taste of Theater Radio is that the whole idea with Taste of Theater is that there may be young people who want to hear about stories. Well, we're not going to get to that part yet, but tell us, you were in 6th grade or so, was there a challenge or a mixing up the story, or you just wanted to do something in 6th grade and it just took off from there?
Yeah. Okay, so in 6th grade, we started learning poetry, studying poetry, and it just felt so right to me because I've always loved rap as a little kid. Like, my first song I ever sang was Gin and Juice with Snoop, you know? And, I love rap and, I love storytelling, but, as a kid, I never saw myself as a rapper. But I love the storytelling, I love the rhythms, I love the metaphors, all that. And I loved hearing stories, myths and stuff. I never really saw myself as, an author. But when I started learning poetry, I was like, this is just a perfect blend, and it's so me. So we started. We were learning it in school, studying Maya Angelou and some other classics, and we started practicing some ourselves, and we had an open mic night, and that was my first time performing, and I've been performing at open mics around the city, and now I'm a full-time performer.
Go ahead. Now, you went to school. Now, did you do some poetry and performance in high school, and what high school were you at?
Yeah.